Hello everybody, I'm /MVC. Welcome back to Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. This is our character Vernon Ziegler. We're going to do some crafting and some car work this episode. Not going to be nearly as action-packed as the last couple episodes, unless we get a few things done and we go to war against those Triffids using some of the tricks that I've got up my sleeve. Well, we'll see how far we get and how fast we get there. May take some jump cuts. We'll see. A little bit different format this time than what we've been used to lately with Vernon. But you know, you just got to make an episode like this every once in a while. You see here I've got on my workbench 72 long ropes. Well, you might be asking yourself, where the hell did you get 72 long ropes? Delete that note. Over here somewhere in the armory, I think it was. Oh no, it was the warehouse. In the warehouse, we had all these long ropes. Man, I mean, that's a score. Rope is not necessarily that easy to get in this game normally. So I hauled that rope over here. Another thing that I've hauled over here, I'm not sure where I put it. Let's see where we've got our, yeah, steel. How much steel do we have here? Okay, 391 lumps of steel. Now, where we got that from was over here. We bashed an entire vehicle down into lumps of steel, and so that's where we got those raw materials. We've got an arc welder, or a welding rig, which is essentially an arc welder mounted to an extra light frame with some casters and a storage battery. I don't think it's plugged in at the moment. We're probably going to want to plug that in too. How can I get in there to do that? Let's examine the wall here, plug in the appliance attached to a vehicle, and we'll attach it to the welding rig. There you go. The other thing we're going to be using, I think, is this here. It's a rock forge, and this is going to use charcoal to do our metalworking. And this thing was kind of a pain to make. If I remember, I needed Fabrication 5 to make this thing. But it's going to be well worth it because it's going to save us a lot of you know, other kinds of fuel or electricity or whatever. I think the rock forge is going to become a normal part of my Cataclysm experience because it's very beneficial. Now let's pull up this recipe that I'm looking at. What I'm looking at is a carrier. Yeah, cargo carrier. Now this is a vehicle part, and it says that it has 50 liters of volume and it weighs 190 pounds. It'd be a little bit of a heavy thing. I don't think it gives me the information here. You could install it in a vehicle cargo space and external cargo rack. Well, let's see if our vehicle will give us that information. Let's have a look here, and let's say for the sake of argument that, like, right here I wanted to install cargo space. There we go. That'll give us some information. We're going to be using some brazing rods, and we've got to have this cargo carrier in order to install it. And we have to use either the arc welder or the acetylene torch. Is it going to tell us, though, what it does? You can store items here. Oh, there it is. If you look at the bottom of the screen where it says cargo space, durability, 250, weight, 188 pounds, capacity, 500 liters. Wow. That's a lot of liters. Let's look at our current boxes. These are 68 liter boxes. So one cargo space is equivalent to, I mean, what is that? Like 9 of these boxes? Or 8 of these boxes at least? Yeah, 8 of these boxes is one cargo space. This is telling me I want to remove this because I want to put an extra turret right here. And I want to probably do some things where we make some portable zones on this truck. And we'll do these little storage spaces have 87. I mean, even the under storage that I put in the aisle has more storage than these boxes. They just don't have storage, man. So these were useless. I'm going to pull these out. I'm going to put a turret here, and we can fit 3 cargo spaces. So we got, that'd be 1,500 liters of storage in 3 spaces. That would leave us 2 turrets plus some aisle storage and a workbench. I think this is the direction I want to go. Now, to craft a cargo carrier, let's look here. Oh, and by the way, I want to give a shout out to Cataclysm's most prolific streamer and YouTube uploader, Sean Severhead. with great thanks for giving me the idea for this. Sean Severhead recommended in the comments that I find a 18-wheeler and disassemble the cargo carrier bits because they have such great storage. And that prompted me to go ahead and look at whether I could craft them myself. So we need glare protection, hammering, metal sawing, and bolt turning. We need an arc welder or acetylene torch. Or for this, yeah, okay. And we need 4 ropes, so we can make 3 of these with 12 ropes. And we need the brazing and welding rods, which we purchased. And then each one of these is going to take 4 steel frames. Now, for some reason, I thought it was 10 steel frames. So 4 steel frames is doable. If I want to make 3 of these, I need 12 steel frames. And then we'll have some scrap metal and chunks of steel I'm going to have to add to this list, apparently. I didn't realize that. So, okay, chunks of steel and scrap metal. I think we've got, okay, we've got a few chunks here. Where did all of our scrap metal go? Alright, let's run grab some dang chunks and pieces of scrap metal. We need to grab our trebois for that. This won't take a moment. I'll just run down here. I know I've got it all laying beside the road, probably. Absolute greatest place a man could ever put a base. Got the whole world at our disposal. The only thing standing in our way is ignorance. Primary agnosis. Alright, so if I walk over here, let's do all surrounding squares on one side and the holler on the other. And then over here, yeah, we got chunks of steel. We don't actually need all of the, you know, all that it can carry. Come down here, grab some more of this stuff. Oops. We want to align the hauler in the same way if we want to use it like that. There we go. There's some more steel chunks. There's some more scrap metal. And that ought to do it. I don't want to get carried away here. I already grabbed more than we need. Very laggy walking through here, but there's a lot of spare stuff laying around. Really need to go through here at some point, gather up all the broken glass, all the little bits of board, and all the other, you know, and just destroy it all, and that would make it a lot less laggy in this area. Alright, so we've got the steel on hand. Here we go. Now if we look at steel frame again, we've got plenty of chunks of steel and lumps of steel to do this with. Oh wait, steel. That we're gonna make steel frames, but we were looking at the cargo carrier. Beg your pardon. There we go. Alright, so we lack the frames, but now we have plenty of chunks of steel or scrap metal, whatever we want to use. So the ingredient we're missing here is the steel frame. So, steel frame. We need to make 12 of these. Now, before we make that, I want to see if our companion wants to help. Hey, follow me over here. I got a project we both need to work on. Alright, now if I've got her next to me, she may be able to help with a batch craft. Steel frame. Okay. Nope. I want to do a batch. Excuse me very much. Steel frame. Let's do a batch. We need 12 of these. Don't know if we can do them all. We're going to use the forge nearby. Now let's see. You start working on the in-progress steel frame. You put it on the workbench, and I don't see that our companion's helping us with this. Oh well. Ah, there we go. Fallon Reese assists with crafting, so that'll make this go a little faster. It was a 12-hour craft. So looking from about 5 p.m. on, we'll see how long it actually takes with her assistance. Looks like 2 hours. It looks like the 12-hour craft is going to take more like 8 hours with her helping. So that's going to be great. Feeling better rested from your exertions. Excellent. And we're going to get this about 50% done. It looks like we've got moderate weariness. and we're tired, and we're also hungry and thirsty, so we're not going to be able to do this all in one day. And I hit the 50% mark. I think I'll take a break. There we go, 50%. Alright, thank you, Gasket. You know, I'm just going to talk to her for a minute. Talk with you. And say, just wanted to talk for a bit. Let's chit-chat for a while. He says, I'm always ready for a good chat. But why? Are you okay? I hear you, my good fellow. So we have a little conversation there. I can check the log and see what we talked about. It doesn't really say this time. That's funny. Sometimes it does. Let's get some water. Clean water 83. There it is. Alright, and we might as well rest. What time is it? 9 p.m.? I'm checking to make sure we've got a blanket on hand, and actually, there's no blanket here for some reason. Let me look for... Do we have no blankets? Alright, I'm going to tell Gasket to hang out there for a minute. I don't think we're going to get cold. But nonetheless, I think it would be a good idea to have a blanket or a pillow. Pretty much all we've got is cotton patches over here. Ah, here we go. There's a blanket. See if we've got a pillow. I don't necessarily need a pillow. Doesn't look like they had any pillows out here. Alright, well, at least we've got the blanket. I think I'm just paranoid about it because I was playing with a character off screen a while back, and laid down, thought everything was fine, and then my character almost froze to death. It didn't seem like it was that cold outside, you know. Okay, we'll drop the blanket here, and then I'll hit Shift 4 and go to sleep. Alright, 50% of the way toward the steel frames in the first day of this project. And we're going to have to craft the actual cargo carriers. We'll move on to finishing probably one blade trap. I want to craft a sledgehammer. Also, this goes back to a comment that I got on a video very recently, a couple days ago. I want to thank you for leaving that suggestion. I looked it up and it's a great idea. We're looking for ways to bash our way in to rescue the prisoners from Amigo Scout Tower. And the homewrecker just wasn't cutting the mustard. But it looks like a steel sledgehammer may very well do what we need it to do. And Vernon has everything at his disposal that he needs to create such kinds of tools. (4:30 a.m., 5 a.m.) This is good. Maybe our torso will heal up. I forgot to put bandages on the torso. Excellent. You wake up, your eyes open. Your entire body feels like it is bursting with energy to burn. Let's see what we've got to eat here. I'm a big fan of dehydrated fruit. We've all got our favorites, don't we? I love cookies too. A little chocolate candy, maybe improve our mood a little bit. Beef entree will help. I'm gonna look at the joy category now. Cheese spread will make us happy. Alright, that's plenty. Alright, for once, Vernon is smiling. That's good to see. Let's get our helper. Now I can just examine the workbench and work on craft or disassembly the in-progress frame. Oh man, once I learned to keep my in-progress disassembles on some kind of a bench, my whole crafting life got a lot easier, folks. Use those crafting tables. It'll save you keystrokes and confusion. You won't have to wield your in-progress crafts and find out how heavy they are. It's just... Oh, it's easy to stop and resume. It's the way to go. Definitely going to be covering that. Either I have covered that, or I'm about to cover that in the tutorial series. I'm not sure when. I think I'm going to be recording a tutorial on that actually today, but they may release at different times. So we put steel frame on the workbench times 12. That was not too bad. From 5 p.m. to like 9 p.m. 70. We did that in about 8 hours instead of 12. So that was impressively worth it to have our NPC help us craft. We're back to very hungry. I think I got some spare food sitting around here. Let's eat some cookies. Hydrated fruit. Chocolate candy. Beef entree. Cheese tortellini. Chicken chunks. Macaroni. Alright. Good to go. So now let's look at the next stage of our craft here. We want to have a cargo carrier. And it looks like we meet all the requirements. As long as that arc welder has enough charges. So I want to do 3 of these. That'll be 300 charges. And I think we've got 1,000 in it, so that should be fine. We've got the rope, and we've got the brazing and welding rods. Yeah, we're ready to do a batch craft on this. Let's do 3 of these. And brazing rods are more expensive and specialized. I had this question about welding wire when we were at the when we were buying the welding rods. I think I bought the welding wire just in case it was the same, and it looks like it is. We have more rods, so let's just go ahead and use the rods. And I guess we'll use the chunks of steel here. Fallon watches us craft. So here we've got a gap in our NPC skill tree. Apparently what we're doing here, I didn't look at the skill requirement, but it's higher than Gasket's fabrication skill, I assume. So if we trained her up in fabrication, she could help. Here we are, unhappy again. Alright, 25% is a good cutoff point for now. I wonder, let's look at that recipe. Cargo, carrier, yeah, fabrication 4 skill and a mechanics 1 skill. Let's look at her skills. That status? No. I want to know more about your abilities. Here we go. So her current ability set looks like heavy sleeper, killer drive. She's picked up some bashing weapons and has a good melee rating. Launchers and marksmanship skill. Shotgun skill is why we gave her a shotgun. She's got a 3 in shotguns. That's good. Okay, her fabrication is 2. Alright. She's almost to make it to athletics 1. So should we train up her fabrication? I wonder. Can I Here we go. Fabrication to 3. Read until NPC gains a level. Here we go. Fallon Gasket Reese studies with you. She learns a little bit about fabrication. Ah, crap. Now we're dehydrated. Feeling better rested. You've exerted yourself. Yeah, dehydration's really taking its toll on us now. Hold on. Let's take a break. We better eat some water here. And we may want to take off some of these armor pieces that are hot. What's the warmth properties on some of these here? Oh, wow. They're all really high in warmth. All my body parts are warm, so this is not good. Okay, let's take off. I got 294 items in my pants. That can't be good. Let's take off the motorcycle armor for sure, and the helmet too. What do we got for a helmet? A rain hood? That's it? Huh. Alright, let's take off the army pants. Combat boots. Tactical gloves. Tactical helmet. Gas mask. Wow, we're still carrying all that stuff? Amazing. Okay. Alright, now maybe we can stay a little bit cooler. Alright, I'm going to go back to reading this. Let's see if we can train her up just a little bit. Fabrication to 3. Read until she gains a level. Alright, that's good. We're no longer dehydrated. Just trying to make an investment in our friend here. Hopefully it'll pay dividends when we go to do other big fabrication projects. She's kind of a slow learner, though, in my opinion. You know, we've done a lot of reading. Learns a little more. We can always stop and check here in a minute. Okay, she increased her fabrication knowledge. Nice. Let's drink some more water. Great. Now that doesn't mean necessarily that she can do work on that craft, so I think we're going to have to read again. So her fabrication is now what, 3? So what do we have to bring fabrication to 4? I can bring it to 8. This can bring fabrication to 7. I don't know if she can read that. Not participating needs level 4 fabrication. Huh. Let's see. Fabrication to 4, the Fletcher's friend. Let's read that till she gains a level. This is too complex for us to understand easily. So I don't know how she's handling it. Once she gets theoretical force, she should be able to help us with this craft. Now, look guys, I've been streaming Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. I think since about this time last year. Actually, I think I started playing it last October, about 12 months ago. I don't think I started recording for it until around Christmas time. But I mean, I've been playing and streaming this for about 12 months. And I started a tutorial series for this game because I felt like I had scratched the surface of what's possible. You know, I've seen a lot of the points of interest. I've interacted with NPCs. I've crafted stuff, you know. I've fought a lot of different kinds of zombies. I've made it through a couple seasons of the game, whatever. I've been underground, you know. But I just can't shake the feeling that I'm just getting started. But there's so much more to learn and do. And, so, you know, here's looking forward to another year. I want to thank Win498, who dropped congratulations, happy anniversary on 1 year on my channel. Thanks so much, Win. Alright, so Fallon Reese increases their fabrication knowledge. Alright, let's see if she can help us now. Work on that. She has the theoretical ability to do it. This may give her the practical understanding. No. She watches you craft. Alright, stop crafting. Let's examine her again. Let's talk. I want to know more about your abilities. Fabrication 2, 33%. Knowledge level 4. So she still doesn't have the practical skill. So let's see what we can craft that'll help her. We need to use proficiency fabrication. Something that would be near her bailiwick. Wow, these are all fabrication 6 skills. Okay. Wait, no. That's my skill. That's my skill. Well, 5. She could work on a 5, theoretically. 2, 5. I think we need a 4. Here we go. So, a bipod. We craft a bipod with her help. That'll use some plastic chunks, brazing rods. Yeah, minimum requirements, weapon 2. I don't know what weapon 2 means. Is that any weapon? Like a shotgun or whatever? Here, let's try to craft a bipod. We use the welding wire nearby, some scrap metal. It says she watches you craft. Okay. That's interesting. She couldn't work on a fabrication 4 skill. Okay, can she do welding beginner? You know what? Let's try practice. Try the practice menu. Okay, that's a fabrication 1 practice. Here's a fabrication 2 practice. Can raise it to 3. If we... Well, we don't have what we need to do that, so... Okay. What if I have... Now, listen, I'm going to quick save here. Because I've had problems with this before. But I want to try a training seminar. What if I want to do a training seminar on fabrication? Can I do that? Fabrication. Okay, who should participate? Gasket. Teaching. Okay. I tried this one time, and the NPC, because of the training seminar, something happened. I don't know what happened. But they became totally unavailable, and then later they turned hostile and went their own way. Okay, you finished teaching fabrication, so let's talk with her. You've already taught enough for now. Let's talk to her and see what her fabrication wound up at. Alright, she made it to fabrication 3, and she's still got knowledge level 4. So I guess we're going to have to teach her some more tomorrow or whatever. We'll just work on this craft. I'm looking to see a message whether she's watching or helping. It's not giving me either message yet. Okay, so we destroyed 4 long ropes. And a steel frame. Good thing we had a couple of extra steel frames. And ropes. Look out for that. Nah, she's watching us craft. This is too high level for her. We'll have to bring her fabrication up to 4 on day 53. Alright, you put the cargo carrier ×3 on the workbench. Get some water. Okay, cargo carrier ×3. I need to move the ropes over from there. Let's move all the ropes off that square and the bipod so I can drag the cargo carrier in here. Alright, and I think we're going to need the welding cart also. Let's grab this and see if we can get it out of the way. Okay. You cannot swap places with someone while you're dragging something. Thank you, Gasket. So sorry. You know, I know you really wanted to block that door. Alright, we got the welding cart nearby. And we got the cargo carrier. So the next thing to do is to remove these boxes. That's going to require screw driving, basically. No big deal. Remove this box here. Alright, those should have gone to our feet. Yep, they went to our feet in the form of steel frames. Let's see about, I'm going to put a turret here. So we're going to put a box, let's see, these 3 spaces here. So let's see about installing a cargo carrier. There we go, cargo space. Requiring brazing rods, welding wire, and so on. Which we have in the other room, apparently. Odd. Welding rods are right there. Okay. There it is. Cargo space. And we'll put one right there. Wow, we need to do something with that armored wheel, don't we? That thing is in bad shape. Cargo space right there. Great. Now we're going to put the turret in, but I want to verify the storage capacity of these things. Cargo space, 500 liters. Alright, that's a major storage upgrade. 1,500 liters of storage in 3 cargo spaces. I will take that. Now let's see where we've got a turret mount. I want to add the other turret. Yep, we got a turret mount right here. So let's examine the vehicle and see about installing the other turret right here. Yep, we got everything we need. Uh-huh. Excellent. All right. Got some, those controls are damaged right there. I wonder how they got damaged. Very strange. Maybe I accidentally smashed that square or something? Or shot it? Or I don't know what happened there. But anyway, okay, we got another. That's weird. It doesn't look like there's a turret there. Turret mount right here. Huh. Okay. Well, there's no floor underneath there. Heavy-duty frame, mounted Melkor trolls, can turret mount, reclining seat. So we can put something under a turret mount, allegedly. Interesting. No, I don't know what we want to put under there yet. Might put a seat. Yeah, for now we might just put a seat there. I don't really need more storage, so let's see what we can put there. I'll go install. Could put a hatch. Board. Stow board. Armor plating. Okay, I didn't realize there's no roof over these tiles. We could just put a steel bench here. You know, just to have someone somewhere to sit while they're manning that turret. This is for role-playing purposes, by the way. Yeah, let's just throw a steel bench in there to cover the floor. Alright. Yeah, there we go. That looks better. Well, so far, until we get Rifles 3, we can't install a gun there. But let's see how close we are to Rifles 3. Now, bearing in mind Vernon Ziegler, because he has that quality of being a savant, his other skills, all of his skills, increase at half the rate. So this is why we haven't reached Rifles 3 yet. Or otherwise we'd probably be at Rifles 4 by now. But anyway, once we hit Rifles 3, we can install a rifle in... Hear a crash. I smashed the floor. Oh my god. I don't know what's wrong with me. Anyway, we'll install some kind of a rifle turret over here at that point. Alright, the next thing on my list was a blade trap. Back to being hungry. We have just worked too hard, I tell you. There we go. And we're going to have to... Oh, we're very wary. Oh, Lord. What time is it? It's only 2 p.m., Vernon. You're going to have to suck it up a little bit, okay? Let's look at blade trap. We already have one, but I thought I might want two. So we've got blade trap. I lack a small electric motor and 2 blades. So we can make the blades. Here we go. We can make the blades with metal file set, flat jaw tongs, swage and die, chunks of steel. That's about all we need. Let's do a batch of these. Let's do 2 more blades. And I'm just basically gonna work Vernon until he's too exhausted to do anything. Consider we're at Weary Malice plus 200%. Yeah, I don't know. He may want to go to bed. You're exhausted. You're feeling more rested. 500% Weary Malice. Yeah, I guess we should stop. Sorry, Vernon. Alright, so let's lay down. Day 51, we got the frames made. Day 52, we got the cargo carriers made and installed. Day 53, hopefully we get the blade trap and the other things that we need done. Oh yeah. Yeah, I was looking online on the Cataclysm news or whatever. There's a discussion going back in was it September? I think the discussion was. And the developers were talking about 0.h stable candidate. Apparently they forked the candidate back in January. They were still talking about the candidate in September. And it seemed like the lead developer was saying he would like to see everybody contributing to the stable project, coming out with 0.h rather than, you know, focusing all their energy on the experimental branch. I thought that was really interesting. Yeah, I was gonna when I wrapped up these series, I was gonna move on to playing experimental, but it's now crossed my mind I should maybe be playing the stable candidate, because he did say in there that he'd like players playtesting it. So I don't know, I might do that. I'm a player, so that means he was probably talking about me, you know. All right, what are we, full and hydrated? All right, let's examine these blades. Yeah, she's assisting with this. This will go a little faster. It wasn't helping before. I guess she was too far away. All right, there's that. Now that we've got the blades, let's look at the blade trap again. We need a small electric motor. For that, we need 5 electronic scraps. Okay, so the place to get electronic scraps is going to be taking apart electronic type stuff. I'm going to turn my flashlight on. Yeah, like this right here. Can we disassemble the document shredder? Can we use the crafting menu to do that? Yes. The document shredder yielded an electric motor as well as... Okay, should we disassemble the electric motor also? You need a soldering iron. Okay. I can't pick up the electric motor. Let's grab the copper wires and solder also. I don't feel like I'm dragging things like I want it to be. There they are. How did they get dropped right there? Either we'll take apart the motor, or we've got some things here. Let's see what we got. We could take apart the battery charger. Ah, there's some electronic scrap already, so that'll probably get it. Alright, there's our electronic stuff. Let's try this again. Small electric. There we go. Your skill in electronics has increased. Okay, we got the electric motor. Now we should be able to do the blade trap. He watches us craft. Okay, now we've got, I believe, 2 blade traps. There's one here and one over here. Yeah. Okay, we're going to move those to the vehicle here in a minute. So let's move that one over there. And, we have another in-progress blade trap over here. Whoops. Oh, hems the brakes, you know what I mean? Okay, the other thing I want to make is some kind of a noisemaker. So we've got a noise emitter. This device was constructed by enhancing a speaker ripped off from some electronic device with amplifier circuits. It has no other use besides emitting a loud, crackling, static noise that could distract zombies. There may be other noise emitters. This is the one that I know. It uses radio or a talking doll or a two-way radio or whatever, and it requires some soldering. Requires amplifier circuits that we don't have. Okay, can we craft amplifier circuits? Does not appear that we can. If we were to take apart, we get 1 amplifier circuit from the battery charger and 2 from the electric motor. Let's take the electric motor apart. There we go. Now we've got everything we need to make a noise emitter. And we'll use one of the two-way radios. There we go. I've got a noise emitter and some blade traps, and I've got lots of storage on the vehicle. The next thing to do, we'll be able to get a little bit of action in on this episode, I guess. I'm going to load the cargo truck back up. I'm going to drive back out this way. Now, in this area right here was absolutely insane. We've got all of these slimes and we've got all of these triffids. They're all over the road. This truly road mayhem right there. I want to take my blade trap stuff over here and see if we can use it against those creatures. So let me load the cargo truck and I will be back when we get to that section of highway. Alright, I'm back, and as you can as you can see, we are not in the Triffid Grove. I apologize. That will probably be in the next episode. We've got a long craft ahead of us. I forgot something. We're going to liberate the prisoners from the Migo Scout Tower, right? And we tried to bash the cage down that's holding the prisoner using the home wrecker. And it did not have enough bash for us to be able to do that. Let's look at the bash rating. We'll use the crafting menu to do it. I want to look at the home wrecker here. I thought the home wrecker had like the highest bash of anything. It doesn't. It has 35 bash. So that's the melee damage swinging that thing at a wall or a creature. That's my understanding. I'm pretty sure that's correct, right? It's not only entity bash, but it's also environmental bash. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, the home wrecker with a 35 bash could not get through that thing. And so I got a comment suggesting that we use a sledgehammer. I'm going to search hammer. Now, there's a couple of different sledgehammers, and this is, of course, Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead at its very best. Just as we can try to decide the eternal question, whether we want to wear boxers or briefs, or, you know, of course, there's always those who are on the side of boxer brief supremacy. Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead has all of those underwear types. So of course, it has more than one kind of sledgehammer. So here's your basic sledgehammer. And I'm just looking at the bash rating on these. So here we go. Your basic sledgehammer has a bash of 50. Now you can actually cut the handle down. With a cutting tool and a sledgehammer, you can turn it into a short sledgehammer. Which it has 35 bash. And apparently probably less base moves per attack. So that's 145 base moves per attack, whereas the longer sledgehammer has a higher bash rating and a higher base moves per attack. Turning it into a short sledgehammer definitely takes, you know, away a considerable amount of its bash. Have you noticed, though? I just want to note this, because I've never thought about this as a weapon. But the sledgehammer other than the base moves per attack 155, which is not good, and, you know, pretty high stamina cost, but still, 50 bash with a 2-hit bonus of +1, brutal strike, sweep attack, block, wide strike, attack in a wide arc on a crit with 3 melee? Wow, man. So this thing could potentially hit 3 squares at a time, dealing 50 bash damage, medium blocking ability, plus sweep and brutal strike, stun and knockback. Holy cow! I mean, I have got to try this as a melee weapon against some, you know, zombies at some point. So what are we looking at to craft one of these things? Let's have a look. You're looking at fabrication 6 to craft one of these things. So it's a large, heavy hammer, very hard-hitting melee weapon, slow to swing, and will probably exhaust you quickly. Yeah, but it'd be so worth it, wouldn't it? I mean, has anybody ever used a sledgehammer as a melee weapon? I've got to try this. Anyway, you can craft a short sledgehammer from scratch, I believe. Yeah, you can. Instead of crafting one from a sledgehammer and cutting off the handle. And if you do it that way, what do you get? Yeah, 35 bash. And you don't get nearly all of the bonuses, like the 2-hit bonus, and you don't get the wide strike, right? But anyway, there's also this version right here, which is the heavy sledgehammer. Now, this thing is a real beast. A large sledgehammer with a massive, heavy head. This unwieldy tool is meant to break concrete, rock, brick, anything, really. Alright, so let's look at the bash on that. That's a 80 bash. Now, probably, you know, with your average normal character, unless you've got like 200% speed for some reason, you're not going to be wielding this as a weapon because it's got a base moves per attack of 250. So that's 2.5 turns to swing it. You're getting bit. Just take that for granted. But when you hit with that thing, 80 bash damage, throw a crit on top of that, wide strike on top of that, brutal strike on top of that. I mean, this would do some crazy damage output, but we're not going to use it as a weapon. What we're going to use this for is to try to break the cages the prisoners are in with 80 bash damage as opposed to 35. I think this will do the trick. So we're going to use the base camp forge. We need 640 charges in the forge. You got to have the metal file set and the flat jaw tongs, and you've got to have lumps and chunks of steel and a plank. And I don't think you ought to learn this recipe, by the way. We've either discovered this in 101 Crafts for Beginners or the DIY Compendium. Now, we're missing the manual tooling proficiency, unfortunately. We can't use our NPC to help us because we haven't trained her fabrication up to 6 yet. And I don't have time to bother with that. But anyway, Proficiencies used, we have Principles of Metalworking and the Blacksmithing proficiency, but it's a 17-hour craft. This is going to take a little time. I'm going to begin crafting it right now. So we're going to use the lumps of steel that we've got on hand. And unfortunately, Gasket is just going to watch us craft. And if we were, you know, really forward-thinking players here, we would probably train her proficiency in fabrication up much higher and then have her help, because that 17-hour craft or whatever it was would probably wind up just being a 12-hour craft, which would save us some serious time. In this game, you got to really try to figure out where and how you want to invest your time. Time is the true resource here. So we're going to wind up very hungry and exhausted before we even complete this craft. Once it gets to be evening or our weary malice reaches 500%, I'll take a break and we'll call it a day. We started this whole process back on day, what, 50, 51? And we're probably not going to wind up crafting everything I wanted until about day 54, 55, something like that. But then we'll truly be ready. Watching us craft. Yeah, I hope you're learning something here, Gasket. But she's not. It's way over her head, all this blacksmithing and tool making. But I'll bet we pick up the tool making proficiency from this project. You're tiring out. Alright, Weary Malice has reached 50%. Weary Malice has reached 200%. We might as well work until dark. Just something that makes sense to me. Alright, we've reached extreme Weary Malice, so I'm going to stop crafting. Eat some malted milk balls and cashews and drink some clean water. Right. And there you go. And the only danger in leaving our NPC companion in the workroom is if we should get hit with a portal storm. I'm going to have to go grab her real quick and bring her into the safe room. But I have faith. I'm not sure what days those portal storms are hitting on anymore. And if I kept better track of it in the diary, we'd be further ahead by far. So it goes. While I was packing the Humvee or whatever, despite having something in your... Ah, look, see, I knew it. I had a feeling. I had a feeling. Dang it. Hey, wake up. Wake up, wake up. Gasket. That Gasket? Oh, there she is. Uh-oh. Where did she go? Tell you to follow. She said, God damn, do you hear that? Yeah, I heard it. It's a portal storm. It's not good. Where are you? Here, let's turn on our flashlight. Maybe we can spot her. Where is she? Uh-oh. From the north, you hear her saying something. There she is. Gasket, follow me over here. I don't know if I have a weapon handy. Close that door behind you. Do I have a weapon? Yes, I do. I can wield my M16. Don't think we need a flashlight. Do we have our night sight goggles in here or not? Trying to remember what those are called. IR goggles. That's what they're called. Where do we keep our IR goggles? Let's look. IR. Goggles. There we go. Let's wear our infrared goggles. Oh, these are infrared. Instead of night vision. We don't have night vision in here. Let's apply the flashlight. I'm gonna turn it off. Stand next to the door here. And I guess we'll be waiting this one out. Million tiny pinpricks. Person spotted. Stop waiting. Okay, where do we see the person? Yep, they're up there goofing about. If you haven't seen this before, it's a person. A common human looks like humans do. You can see it. It can see you. You know it. You can see it. Knows you. You know it knows. You can see it. It knows you know. You can see him. It moves toward you. Yeah. We know all about this stuff, to be honest. Let's wait a while. Let's wait 6 hours. I'm a big fan of going into the portal storms, but you know, this time we're not going to do it. We've got other things we have to do, and this is just a distraction right now. So I guess what we're going to do is I'll wait out the portal storm, then I'll go finish. Oh my God. I thought I saw a person there for a second. Is that just me? Okay, the portal storm is over. Let's see if we can interrupt. Go back to sleep. Oh, it's 5 a.m. and we're fresh. Never mind. So are we sure? Yeah, I think we're sure the portal storm's over. Great. Okay, well, you've seen the beast, folks, and the beast is the heavy sledgehammer. I'm going to finish crafting the heavy sledgehammer. I'm going to load everything up in the cargo truck. We're going to take the cargo truck out. I'm going to set some blade traps. I'm going to put down a noise emitter. And I'm going to see if we can trap us some triffids or some slimes or something like that. Should be interesting. Then we'll proceed north, and we'll go from the area where the triffids are, which is over here. We'll start the next episode in this area, killing and trapping slimes and triffids. Hopefully, yeah, we'll go easily. And where did I mark the location of some quad bikes, right? Then we'll move on to... Oh, look here. Did we realize there's a fungal tower this close to the... Yeah, this refugee center is doomed. Then we'll make our way over here to the Migo Scout Tower. And we'll see if we can rescue some prisoners. So that's what's on the slate. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. And I'll see you in the next one. In the meantime, take care of your damn selves, alright?